Welcome to Lake TV's Community Spotlight Show, brought to you by the great folks at COMC, Central Ozarks Medical Center, where your health is their mission. And this week we're getting caught up on what's going on in Camdenton, Lakerland. We've got the activities director, Dr. Billy Kurtz, here with us. How's Dr. Billy?
Wonderful. Thanks for having me.
You look good. You always look good.
Well, I feel good.
Hey, you're better to look good than to feel good, right?
That's right.
So we try to get caught up on what's going on with the Lakers several times a year because there's always so much going on over there. And it's been a particularly busy year because you had a new basketball coach. First-year coach Edson did a fantastic job, I thought. New coach in football coming up this year, and that's just, that's right around the corner now.
It's happening.
And you're looking for another coach in women's swimming right now?
Yeah, we need a girls swimming coach. We've had great experience, but we've got a good group coming back, and we need somebody who can challenge them and work with them. So we're looking, and we need help.
Okay. I'm guessing, I don't know anything about it, but is it hard to find a swimming coach? Are there many swimming coaches out there?
In this area, it must be hard to find. We had our coach actually coached the Camdenton team and the Lebanon team last year. They had trouble finding one when they needed one, and both squads are empty now. So we have a good swimming club, especially up on the west side of the lake. But that doesn't necessarily mean we've got people clamoring to coach the kids' team. It's a different season, different time of year. So just kind of looking in the community for that expertise and see what we can find.
There you go. It might be you. Okay, so new basketball coach, young Daniel Edson, and he's a former Laker player, won a state championship in football, took over the basketball team, and I think won his first 10 or 12 games or something like that. It looked like a really good first season for Coach Edson.
Absolutely. Yeah, he absolutely would want it to have been better. You know, he's a competitor, and if he went undefeated, he would find something wrong that he should have done better. But he was real proud of the team. I'm proud of the team. More than anything, what we have is a group of kids, a group of young men that think that they are in every game. Yeah. And that's not necessarily true. You know, Coach Campbell was a great coach for us. He raised great young men. He did a lot of great things, but we got a momentum going now with Coach Edson and the staff that our kids are behind and our community is behind. And it helps to be 7-0, you know, to have a bunch of wins. But but the games that we lost, we're not just saying, hey, we need to be in those games. Our kids believe that they can perform and win those games. And so we're looking for that to come back next year. And that's a change for us. That's
absolutely
a change in the positive direction.
Well, they lost several overtime games, so they were in a lot of close games this year. So that's good. And then, you know, the football season's right around the corner, and a huge change because for the first time in 50 years or so, there's not a member of the Shore family as the head football coach. And so Coach Parr Pitts takes over, but he's part of the Laker family too. I mean, it's like, you know, everybody with the Lakers just comes back around, it seems like, right?
That's right. You know, when we were doing those interviews, there's a big committee there that helped. And the bottom line was there's something about Laker football that's different. And every club, every school wants to be able to say that, but it's just a fact. The thing is, kids come play Laker football for us, and they enjoy it. They get better. They want to come back and contribute to the next group, and that's something that we just have going, and we're going to keep going. Coach Pitts is going to do a great job with it. You know, we've got all kinds of changes. It must be the era. We had new choir teachers in the last few years, new band directors in the last few years. Coach JoBeth Nicholas is leaving our golf team, but she's leaving the Laker Theater Company. That's going to be a big change. She's retiring at the end of the year. We've got a new football coach, new basketball coach. It's been a lot of changes, but the Laker community always back the new sign, the new group, and make it successful. Our kids are resilient and just keep pumping out victories. It's fantastic.
Absolutely. And it's funny because, you know, the big sports, basketball, baseball, football, we tend to focus on those. But there's so much more than that is going on. I mean, you mentioned the theater company, and I think you just had a play recently, and it went really well. But was it the last production for the leader there?
Yeah, last production for Coach Nicholas, and you know, she's done a fantastic job. The Laker Theater Company has become just a huge deal under her reign, and it used to be Tom Martin doing some of the sets and helping with some of that. We've got new people now that are going to take it over and run with it, but yeah, Coach Nicholas has been a big deal. Lots of people came back. It was right at the end of April. Last couple days of April was the last musical, and she had alumni come back to celebrate her. Some traveled quite a ways just to say, hey, congratulations, good luck. And we're hoping to bring her back to coach some golf, maybe volunteer a little bit to help with our girls' golf team. But one of those people that has had an effect on a lot of people in the area.
Yeah, that is so cool. Okay, so what sports and activities are going on now? I mean, we're in the spring season, pretty busy season. I know baseball's out there because the Camdenton baseball team has just been rocking and rolling this year.
Absolutely.
In battle to win the conference title and maybe more. I know they're ranked in the top 10, maybe the top 5.
Right. Yeah, our baseball team's getting some respect, and we kind of have flown under the radar and been that dark horse lately. Where Coach Durnan and his Lakers, they like to be the underdog and surprise people, and we're up there. People know us. They were aware of us last year. What a great team that came and put their name on the map, and so now people are voting for us. We're ranked. People think we're pretty good, and here in the second week of April, we're talking about conference finishing up. We're looking at districts in Branson this year. A lot of good teams in our district, and we're going to have to go out there and beat them.
Yeah.
And the kids are ready to do it. I mean, 18 hits right there at the end of April on a Saturday, 2 games. It was a big weekend. If our offense keeps cranking and we play like we can play, it'll be an exciting finish to the year.
Absolutely, and some really good talent there. You mentioned Coach Durnan. A couple of his boys are playing, and I think a couple of them have already committed to play D1 baseball at Wichita State. That's a lot of talent there.
Absolutely, yeah. And those kids will tell you they're just leading a charge of other kids. And we should single them out because my gosh, they do a fantastic job. The Durnan family has raised some baseball players, and the basketball coaches, the football coaches, anybody that coaches them will say, hey, they're fantastic in our sport.
Yeah.
They're great athletes, great people, but their group has been just a fantastic group for us. Cole Hilton's one of our outgoing seniors, had senior night May 1st, and it's one of those kids that he may not get a bunch of attention because he doesn't get 7,000 hits, but that's a solid player that other programs would grab and say, we need a Cole Hilton on our team. And he's going to go play some baseball at the JUCO level up around Chicago. And, Dudley was a move-in for us. That's a great senior for us. And it's just a fantastic group to have, and we've got a fantastic group coming back next year. So it's a pretty exciting time.
They call it team sports for a reason. You can have 1 or 2 superstars, but you got to have those other players too, man.
Absolutely.
That makes all the difference.
Yep.
Okay, so we're talking with Dr. Billy Kurtz, our regular chat here about what's going on in Lakers land over there at Camdenton High School. So we'll have more with Dr. Billy right after this. At COMC, your health is our mission. Central Ozarks Medical Center is growing in our community with a new dental location to serve you in Eldon and a new location in Laurie. COMC also makes your children a priority with a mobile dental unit serving schools in rural areas where access can be a challenge. COMC also offers OBGYN, sports medicine, pediatric, and behavioral health care. Get more info on how COMC can help you at centralozarks.org. COMC, where your health is our mission. If it's happening at the lake, it's happening on Lake TV. From the polar plunge to festivals, parades, aquapalooza, and boat shows, Lake TV has it all. Even the granddaddy of them all, the shootouts. If you're looking for places to party, things to do, or even a new home to move into, you've gotta love Lake TV. If you love the lake, you gotta love Lake TV. Welcome back to Lake TV's Community Spotlight Show, brought to you by the fantastic folks at COMC, Central Ozarks Medical Center. So we're talking with Dr. Billy Kurtz. He is the activities director over there at Camdenton. He's the guy that helps us bring you Laker football games and Laker basketball games and so much more. So thank you for all that, Dr. Billy. We were talking about a minute ago about some of the sports going on. We talked about baseball having a great season, but you've got track, You've got tennis, you've got golf, and soccer all going on right now too, right?
That's right. Yeah, conference golf was May 1st. We got conference tennis, and then district tennis follows it right away. District tennis, we have two different things. The team goes and competes, and then individual tournament follows that where we play singles and doubles. So boys tennis is this time of year. Track team is breaking records. Dang, Ellie Webb just keeps breaking her own record. I think she thinks that I'm putting the record up on the wall so that she can make me change it again and again. But we wait till the end of the season just for that. But and we got Angel Dickerson in track also, just running really well. There's several individuals. We got a sophomore on the girls' side, Bella Brewer, who is high jumping, and she's looking to break some records. We've got some middle school kids this year that we had a middle school boy break a pole vault record, so we got people coming up too.
Wow.
But this is the time where we have the conference track meet, then we go into districts, a week later sectional. You know, the track kids and the soccer kids, they play in the morning on May 12th, May 13th, I think. They play in the morning, and then they hustle back to get ready for prom, and no complaining about it. They know it's part of the deal, and that's one of those things that our student athletes just do together. You know, they don't spend 8 hours getting ready with appointments and all that fun stuff that sometimes the kids do. They compete all morning and then go to prom. So, you know, in the girls soccer team, same way. They've had a great tournament we hosted at the end of April, and then they go straight into some district play, threw in a makeup game against Glendale May 6th this past Saturday, and then they start with district play, big tournament, and just keep going into the school year, graduation, award ceremonies, and by the way, you got 3 games that week.
That's right.
It's a busy time.
Wow, it's a good thing they're kids and they got all that energy.
Absolutely.
And the girls, the Laker girls track team won the state championship a few years ago. Was that like 2018 or 2019?
Yeah,
something
18
like
and third place in 19, yeah.
Wow, so there's a good tradition there of women's track. We kind of talked a little bit about it earlier, but big changes with the new coaches coming in, and you're looking for a women's swim coach. There's also been changes above that, like big changes on the school board the last few years, big changes, I think, with a superintendent and stuff like that. Does that kind of change affect you and your job and what you do, or is that just something that happens elsewhere?
Well, you know, it could affect us, and I think the comment to make there is it's fantastic that whole new central office. We've got 2 new assistant superintendents and a new superintendent.
Wow.
And they have not made it their job to change something in athletics. You know, and I would assume that the middle school principal and the elementary principal would come say, hey, we're running our buildings the way that we need to. And that's what the school board and the central office administration allows us to do. If they let us continue doing what we're doing, they say the budget's pretty good, use the money the way it should be, then we get to do our thing.
That's cool.
And it really could be.
So don't fix what's not broken,
Right.
basically. That's kind of nice. So I was looking at your bio, and I noticed that you've done a lot of coaching in your previous career, right? You're now the activities director. Do you miss the coaching? Do you miss like the hands-on, one-on-one, yelling at the kids and stuff?
Yeah. You know, it's funny you say that because I'm down to my last years, last 3 to 5 years, if I wanted to retire.
Yeah.
And I miss the kids for sure. Being the activities director is great. You get to go to a lot of things. It's a lot of evenings every season instead of coaching 1 or 2 seasons.
Yeah.
It's a lot of time, but it's less time with the kids where you get to know them. My kids being in the sports makes it pretty neat. I might know the group of girls better because my youngest kids were daughters.
Right.
But I do miss talking to the kids and being with the kids. It's one of those things that it's in my mind that, hey, if I could slip into the classroom, maybe I should finish out the last couple of years in the classroom, you know, because you miss them. You don't get to mess with them and play with them and coach them and see them get better. And so that's something that I miss.
Well, and I think most people know the life-changing effect that teachers and coaches have on kids. And so there's a reason for that. There's a reason why that's a special kind of a thing. So,
Absolutely. Yeah, it comes down to parents. At some point, parents trust other people with their kids.
Yeah.
And if you can't do that, then the kid never gets to grow with someone else. They probably never get a chance to do those things. But it's a big thing to have another parent trust their kids to you.
Yeah,
So
and for
it's
good
important.
reason, especially these days, because we've seen that being taken advantage of in some situations too. So thank goodness for good people. So thank you, Dr. Billy. We appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me, for highlighting our kids. We love it.
Absolutely. So that is what is going on in Lakerland. Of course, you can watch Community Spotlight Show every day at 9:02, 3:02, and 7:02. Thank you for joining us for Lake TV's Community Spotlight Show.